I have a question for you. And I don't want to get too salacious here, but have you ever spent time, is the phrase we'll use, with someone else's girlfriend? Now, I say girlfriend because looking at the analytics, this channel, 100% male. And no, you didn't stumble upon some deviant subreddit with bad fiction. It's a metaphor. And yeah, I expect my viewers to say, well, no, Savage, I would never do something so horrible. I am a good person. Yeah, of course. Again, it's a metaphor. But follow me here. Maybe you make some memories together. Maybe you have a lovely time. Maybe you can't stop thinking about her. And yet, you can't help but to hear the other guy's name always being associated with her. Maybe things are passionate. Maybe things are frustrating. And maybe that drive home after you went to see her is a little longer than the drive on the way there. And maybe in the back of your mind, it just feels wrong. I ask you this question because, well, I did the hockey metaphor equivalent of it this weekend. Anyway, hi boys and girls, my name is Matt Savage. I'm your host of Mission Control, Houston's hockey podcast, and let me tell you about the analogy here. We don't have a team, or we don't have a girl if we're to beat this metaphor to death, which requires us to borrow someone else's. At a certain point, the metaphor gets sleazy, so we'll stop here, but I think you know what I mean. You see, if you're not from somewhere else, if you're a native Houstonian, you gotta just adopt a team. And for me, it's the Stars. And the reason it's the Stars, and I know we're supposed to hate all things Dallas, but that never made sense to me. They're the team I can always get on TV. They're the team I can go see without getting on an airplane. So it's the Stars. It makes logical sense. And when Houston does get its team, I'm not going to discard all, well, that's Aeros stuff, but I'm not going to discard, there you go, the pucks and, the helmet. I'll probably poshmark the jersey. Oh, hey, I got new pucks. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Yeah, I went to that Utah game and, well, it was fan appreciation night, so I got another puck too. I was hoping that there would be playoff seeding implications with this game when I bought the tickets. I bought them as soon as they went on fan presale, and, well, it's just not what happened. But, traveling requires planning very ahead of time. I would assume that when Houston gets a team, I'll be able to be more spontaneous about the planning. And, there's nothing wrong with Dallas. I mean, I used to tell people, I had a student that moved from Dallas, and she had that shell-shocked look on her face that you would expect when someone had their life uprooted. And I'm like, don't worry about it. The traffic's worse here, but the food's better. I don't know. After this last trip to Dallas, I am rethinking the traffic is worse here part. But at any rate, it just, I do get excited. I do get passionate. I do get angry. And man, like Dallas is in the middle of a 6-game losing streak. There's a lot to be angry about. All those defensive problems are coming home, Dallas fans will say, oh, we'll get Heiskanen back, and I'm like, that's not going to solve all our problems. And I think what a lot of fans are doing is they're taking that optimistic appraisal of, oh, you'll get him back sometime in the first round and running with it. I'm not sure we're getting back to the second round, and he's not going to be 100% anyway. I mean, Segi's coming back. He's not going to be 100%, but whatever. The actual experience, though. These are always a good time. I took family to their first NHL game, which that was a good time. And, it was fine. But I don't, when they score and they play Pantera, hell yeah, you get into Pantera, but the chant is Dallas Stars, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not Houston, fill in the blank here. She belongs to someone else's. It kind of feels wrong. I look forward to a Houston-Dallas rivalry. I look forward to Dallas talking mess to us. I do. I don't have an issue with Dallas. Dallas has pretty girls. I have a good time there. This time we went up Saturday. We went to the George W. Bush Presidential Library because I'm a historian. Saw the game Saturday night. Sunday, went to Dealey Plaza. First time getting to do that because other games I've been to, just the weather wasn't conducive for that. I don't mind Dallas. And in fact, I'll even go a step further. When Houston's eliminated, my mentality is Texas versus everybody. I will root for Dallas and other sports when Houston's out of a playoff picture. I don't root basketball. I don't follow it. But if I did, I'd be like, hell yeah, I want San Antonio to win, So I guess my whole thing is that I'm surprised that other people don't feel the same way I do. I've always wanted to be the guy that wears my team's jersey in another city, So like when I travel, and it's like, okay, well, I'm going to Kansas City this year. First thing I did was I looked up the Kansas City Royals schedule to see if the Astros would be in town. How much fun would it be to wear my Astros gear and root for the visiting team, And I even appreciate when other people do it to my team. I remember sitting in Aeros games and talking with fans from San Diego, the Gulls, or Long Beach, the Ice Dogs, which was bizarre, San Francisco Spiders, and San Antonio. And I was talking with a family from San Antonio at an Aeros game, and we're talking like, man, we should like hang out, and then either San Antonio folded or maybe that was when the Aeros folded. I don't remember, but we were like keeping in touch on social media and stuff. And, my plan when Houston gets a team is drive up to Dallas when they're on the Star schedule and wear Aeros gear and root for the Stars and I don't mind it. I enjoy it. I'm shocked that others don't. When I was at the Stars game, there were Phoenix fans, not Utah fans. There's no such thing. But Phoenix fans or Arizona fans wearing the Coyotes gear, howling every time they scored a goal, which happened way too often and odd. They came to watch their team in Texas when no one really showed up to see them in Arizona. But whatever. I didn't mind it. It's fine. I mean, I didn't interact with them. They seemed a little obnoxious, but I think it's great. So I'm surprised to learn that there's not Dallas fans that want to experience the same thing. Let me show you some examples. This comes from Reddit, and let's be fair. Reddit is a cesspool. There's no reason to go to Reddit unless you want two things. Either one, amateur photography, or the worst opinion you could possibly find on any given subject. And with that in mind, let's look at some of the things that were posted on the Dallas Stars subreddit when someone dares to bring up the idea of Houston getting a team. Here's one for you. I'm going to read this to you. Someone didn't like my use of AI voices on the last one, but This the original poster said something about his cousin rooting for the Avs, and the response is, "Did you notice your cousin started rooting for the Avs about 6 to 7 years ago? What about if they stopped caring about the Rockets roughly 5 years ago? Let me guess, they've always been a diehard Astros fan, but funny enough, you can't recall them ever acknowledging the Astros' existence up until 9 years ago. That's because, one, Houstonian sports fans are the origin of the term bandwagon fans, and two, their city is 800 square miles of concrete and poop." That's Reddit. They think poop is fine. Okay, fine. "They are jealous of Dallas. They know Houston sucks eggs." I'm jealous that y'all have a team, but okay. "I always get irrational when Houston's brought up as an expansion, but Atlanta and NOLA would actually be dumb. Just another opportunity to say Houston sucks. A franchise there would probably do fine." And, of course, you have the echo chamber agreement. All I can say about Houston is still this smelly, sweaty armpit of Texas. All their teams suck, and it's hard being a closet Dallas sports team fans. Really? Okay. Anyway. So, all right. Well, we have haters. And by the way, no, these are not being cherry picked. These are top comments on, just go to the Dallas Stars subreddit, search Houston. You'll find the top post on it and the top comments as well. Let's just do another one. See what else we come up with. "Oh, I already hate the non-existent Houston team." Okay, fine. Let's see what else we got. "Not Houston, one state, one team, Texas hockey, Dallas Stars, period." And of course, we have a GIF in agreement that I just screen captured there. I don't know. I can't imagine just buying so wholeheartedly into a marketing slogan that you cheer. But fine. Other Dallas comments. "Houston has been rejected by the NHL many times over the years because of the owners unable to make the Toyota Center ready for the league. Both versions of the Aeros of the WHA and the IHL AHL has attendance." I think you accidentally a word there. "Expansions and relocation have missed many times as well. The All-Star game will never be in Space City." Judging from that avatar, I'm betting this guy got beat up a lot as a kid. At least I hope so. This guy is worth mentioning because he posted this take many times in the Dallas Stars subreddit, and it's just not true. But damn if he's not really, really sure of himself. What else we got? In response to something else, "I'm so tired of people who can't look beyond market size claiming Houston should get the next franchise." Well then, let me refer you to my previous video that asked the question, should Houston get the next NHL franchise, or does it deserve the 33rd franchise? I look beyond market size, but anyway, I digress. Let's keep on. This one. "Why? If your only reason is market size, you don't understand hockey. If it's because NHL players want a franchise there, there is also a poor reason. Houston is a fair weather sports market, to put it nicely. There are certainly diehards, but in the third or fourth largest U.S. market, they are consistently mediocre in fan metrics like viewership and attendance. It's not meant to be an insult. Almost all team metrics are affected by poor play, but Houston is the only massive market that isn't rabid even when their teams suck. See New York, Los Angeles, DFW. Really? Okay. The Texans should be dominant, but there's a reason why they get every Saturday afternoon wildcard game. In some ways, I respect it, and you should. More on that in a second, but I want to finish reading your stupid take. If your franchise leadership sucks at building a product, punish them by not buying. Looking at you, Nico. Oh my God, there were fire Nico chants at the Stars game. Beyond that, the culture in Houston is so different from Dallas. Dallas has always had an overlooked, plucky sensibility to it. All right, stop, pause. Really? You think Dallas is the overlooked city in Texas? Honestly, what kind of complex do you have? All right, I'm done. If you aren't a Cowboys fan, you're probably a kid who grew up listening to the Toadies and Deep. Don't brag about that.
Houston is very conventional. College football first, then fandom for any team that is front running that season. Okay, to address this, maybe there's some good points here. I am of the belief that when a franchise has no interest in winning, that you should vote with your wallet. And I believe this about any business. You vote with your wallet. And sports is absolutely a business. I think it was right to not go to Astros games during Drayton McClain's ownership. He was a horrible sports owner. I think not going to Oilers games during Bud Adams' tenure, or Texans games when ownership refused to fire Bill O'Brien after trading away D-Hop. Absolutely, you were right not to go. I don't understand this mentality that you have to be rabid in support of mediocrity. Now, if a team's in a rebuilding process and they're showing progress, yeah, go support that team. Sure. But like if you're going to Pittsburgh Pirates games, for example, you shouldn't be. All right. Anyway, I got two more of these, and they're short. No thanks. Houston fans are insufferable. Worst in the country. I do not want to listen to them in another sport. The Trashstro scandal should have been enough for every Dallas fan to realize how awful the entire city is as fans. Okay. So I got to tell you, if you're mad at Astros fans because of 2017, valid. I don't like the intentional ignorance and acting like the Yankees and Red Sox and Dodgers and Mets didn't do it also. There's a reason why the league didn't take away the pennant, and that's because other teams were doing it too, and just Houston happened to win the title in a championship year. But even then, if you're mad at Houston, Astros fans, valid. But to say that we're the most insufferable, worst in the country sports fans from Dallas is delusional. Let's review real quick. I'm not sure who the worst basketball fans are in the country. Someone can, hey, there you go, something to put in the comments, because I don't know. I don't follow basketball. I really try to. I tried hopping on that bandwagon when the Rockets were in their title runs, but I just can't get excited about basketball. I went to UH, and hey, they were just in the championship game, and I just can't get behind basketball. Okay, so I don't know who those fans are. You do. Let me know. Who were the worst baseball fans in the country? Probably the Dodgers. But if you want to give Houston fans a hard time because of 2017, I don't blame you. Who were the worst football fans? 1,000% without a doubt, Dallas Cowboy fans. Or do you want to tell me why this is the year they're going back to the Super Bowl? No, shut up, you're stupid. Worst sports fans at all, period, just of everything, Philadelphia. Wife's from South Jersey, and the closest major city is Philly. And for about 10 seconds there, after marrying into the family, I thought, I could be a Flyers fan. Just fly up. Hey, let's go visit the in-laws. Not during the summer, though. Then I realized, crap, I'd have to be a Philly fan, and I just can't do that. Although it's a lot of fun to wear my World Series gear for the year that we beat the Phillies up in Philly. That's fun. But anywho, all right, last one. Houston is the Philly of Texas. All right, sir, there are limits. There is decorum. There is decency. And you, sir, have violated it. But anyway, all of this to illustrate a point. And that point is I'm genuinely shocked that Dallas isn't stoked for a Houston team. Because I know if the situation were reversed, two things would happen. Number one, Dallas would just ignore the absence of hockey and just spend the offseason talking about the Cowboys like they do anyway. But two, I would be anxious for a Dallas team. I would root for Dallas to get that 33rd franchise if we had the team and they didn't. So to hear that they don't, is genuinely surprising to me and a little saddening. So, we don't have a team. You guys do. Congratulations. I'll visit her from time to time. That's it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna actively hate you guys. I'm still gonna follow the stars that are there now, the same way I follow the 6 Aeros, one of whom is on the stars, as they're in the NHL, even though the team's long gone. I'll follow, you guys got a young team. I'll follow them. They won't be my favorite team, but there you go. I'll be happy for you when you win. I'll come visit you. And it's worth pointing out, not everybody is like this. I didn't cherry pick the comments, but that was Reddit. Reddit's a cesspool. But like I was wearing this jersey and my IHL Aeros hat, the green, because, matchy. And, someone working at the hangar was like, oh, hey, Houston Aeros, cool. And I forgot who she mentioned, but it was a former Aero. I recognize the name and it's not come to my mind. Yeah, he would have liked seeing your hat, Not everyone was hostile. So one of the all too frequent comments that Stars fans are making here is, well, you can just be happy watching Stars games. After all, you get them for free on Victory Plus. And while that is true, I want to go to games. And when you add in travel expenses and gas to get there and back, and, it's a shorter distance if you were to go to a game in Houston than Dallas, obviously, the hotel stay, travel, food, and all that other stuff, it's a little over $100 per person. And I did this math, and I'm bad at math, granted, but not this last year. I took a family of 4, but the year before, it was me and the kid, and just 2 of us. So I just took our expenses and divided them in half. The additional expenses, it would have been between driving from Toyota Center in Houston to driving up to American Airlines Arena in Dallas and adding in the hotel and stuff, came out to an extra, $110 a person that we could have used for Aeros merch or another game. And another thing that happens that I'm not a fan of is, like, I'll be looking in the Dallas Stars subreddit and there'll be posts of, hey, can anyone use these tickets? You can't be spontaneous to a city that's 3 hours away. So let me show you this. This comes from the Face Off Spot podcast a few months back. This is Jack Stanfield, who was a WHA Houston Aero as he was promoting Hockey Day in Houston, including won a Avigo Cup with the 1974 Houston Aeros, and you can see what it says here. There isn't a better city. I played in all these cities. Seattle and Houston were the best for me. Houston and Dallas, because he played for Dallas too. But Houston's a better hockey town than Dallas. I've been in both. I played in both. I've done business in both markets. I'm telling you. And then after some conversation, he says, Houston is a hockey town. Look, Dallas, you have your reasons for not wanting us in the league, and those reasons may be valid, but people that know better tend to disagree with you. All right, well, maybe we can still be friends, and maybe not, and maybe it's more fun that way. Oh, hey, boys and girls, one more thing with the playoffs starting. Join my bracket. Mission Control Houston Hockey, as it shows here on your screen. The password MC Hockey Podcast, capitalized as you see it on the screen. I have no prizes. I'm not monetized yet, so I can't share any wealth. I don't have any. And it's going to be like 2 years before this thing is monetized, and I'm really not that concerned about it. But the whole idea is to build Houston hockey fan community. So, yeah, tell your friends, earn some bragging rights at any rate. Join the bracket, and let's see how we do here. All right, I'm going to move on to other things. Let's wrap up because
the episode's getting long. I'd rather not do another 40-minute ep, but things I do want to tell you about. Sunday, May 4th is the Puck and Crawfish boil for hockey players in business. And before you're like, well, Savage, I'm not a hockey player and I'm not in business. Yeah, well, me neither. But these are the guys who bring us Hockey Day in Houston. So we want to give them some love. Keep in mind, they do scholarships for high school hockey players and put on the Hall of Fame banquet and Hockey Day in Houston. So yeah, okay. Go to this thing. I'm telling you to do it and not me to do it hypocritically. I am previously engaged that weekend. I'll be out of town. However, there's that. Also, Houston Junior Aeros sadly got the 14-year-old group I was telling you about last episode, sadly got eliminated from that tournament, but hell of a run, boys. And next, just a team that we've been talking about because equidistance from here and the Dallas Stars, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. You'll see their playoff schedule here. Where they take on the, I forgot who the Mud Bugs are with, but speaking of crawfish, they're taking over. They are taking on the Mud Bugs. If you want to make a road trip for some relatively inexpensive playoff hockey by comparison, check that out. Okay, kids. So what did we learn today? Well, I learned a surprising amount of hatred towards my home city, and that was I'm not exaggerating. I was truly surprised to hear that, but you don't have to love me back, and yeah, I'm just still shocked by it. So anyway, forgive the lack of articulation, and remember to teach your friends about the game. If you're going to games, remember to teach your friends to sit down while the puck is in play. And with that, kids, we out. And I got to tell you before I let you go, I got a long list of things to talk about here. It's weird. We don't have a team. There's still lots to talk about. This is getting cut for time. So tune in next time. Later.